Hello everybody. I'm going to wait till more people get on. This is your daily tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries. If you're looking for zodiac specific readings, head on over to Born Without Boundaries Tarot. That channel link will definitely be attached to this video. That's the premier channel, the main channel. This is my second channel, Astrology Motivation, as well as Born Without Boundaries Tarot on Instagram. You can find these daily tarot card readings in both places, but there's only one place you can join them live, and that's Instagram. So if you're seeing me on YouTube, please, and you want to join live, please do scope me out on Instagram, born_without_boundaries over on Instagram. So thank you so much, guys, for watching these videos. I didn't know that they'd actually be so popular. I'm surprised they're even getting 400 views. I didn't realize it. So I'm just gonna keep posting them. Like I say, I go live Monday through Friday at random times on Instagram, and I do these daily tarot card readings. Born Without Boundaries Tarot is my main YouTube channel, but it's jam-packed. What's up, G? It's jam-packed, and the schedule is very tight over there because of the zodiac readings, 12 videos every single week. There's a lot of content on Born Without Boundaries Tarot. So the run over I put here on Astrology Motivation. I make Astrology Motivation videos, which are specifically the tidbits of every single one of those of different videos throughout each week that hone in on specific energies. And I know that everybody needs to hear, but I know everybody isn't going to hear them because they only watch their sun sign. Big old recommendation: do not just watch your sun sign. Always watch your moon, rising, and your sun sign every single week, so that you get a really well-rounded message of what's going on and how the energies in the cosmos are impacting your world and how to best use them. Oh man, you are wonderful. Thank you so much. This is like a one-on-one right now. Thanks, G. I'm glad that you G Marie, I'm glad that you are able to log on right now. Thursday, man. Oh my god, it's Thursday. Ooh, sun enters Gemini. FYI, y'all, I think you knew that. Check out the weekly astrology forecast. I've already started working on, what's up, King? I've already started working on the next week's, so it'll go up. I might do it on Saturday, to be honest with you. I think it did better when I released it on Saturday, so I might release it this Saturday instead of Friday. It gives me a little extra time to put it together and film it, which is important to me. But it will definitely be up on Astrology Motivation, and it will be up before Sunday. Now, this is a big week. Let me tell you why. So, going into next week, we have two really huge things, and you can't really understate how big they are. Saturn goes into retrograde on May 23rd, which is Sunday, and then we have on May 26th, which is Wednesday, we have a full moon. We have a full moon in Sagittarius. We have a super full moon in Sagittarius. We have a super full moon lunar eclipse in Sagittarius. So there's a lot happening, and I'm telling you, all of it's happening around karma, especially family karma. Closing out family cycles, closing out generational curses, confronting those aspects of yourself that have kept those curses and that karma alive, confronting which aspects of yourself that you've been denying or that you've been sort of like trying to cover up with doing the right thing when in fact it was the wrong thing because you were trying to avoid doing what was really difficult. Listen, you could work 60 hours a week and still not be doing the difficult thing, because the difficult thing might be coming home and confronting your spouse or spending time with your children, but you're afraid that you're just not a good enough parent. This is what I'm talking about, is like the real stuff, the stuff that we know we're supposed to be doing and we're not doing. And listen, it could go both ways, because karma, everybody says karma's a bitch, and that's okay. I don't think she minds. But really, karma is the most fair energy anywhere. Karma is literally you receiving back what you have put into the universe. You create the world that you live in, and karma is that truth. And it's also, and that's essentially what karma is. And dharma is very sister to karma, but it is multi-lifetimes. It is those energies, 111, I love you, angels. It is those energies that have lasted through lifetimes that we're still circling and we're still cycling, and we still haven't like found a way to own, operate, and figure the fuck out. Think to yourself, this will be a beautiful time for us to really think to ourselves, what classes have we been skipping? Some of us literally, and most of us figuratively. Thanks for joining, guys. What classes have we been skipping? What have we been trying to not learn because it's difficult, because it's hard, because we're not good at it? Doesn't mean we don't need it, and it doesn't mean we don't need to pay attention to it. It just means that we're trying to avoid it because we don't like to confront things that, I don't know, are difficult for us. Like I don't know, some of us keep telling ourselves those really weird, wicked little lies that say we're only allowed to have joy in our life, and we're only allowed to have pleasure in our life, and that's what the universe is, and that's never been what the universe is. That's never will be what the universe is. There is pain, there is frustration, there is sorrow, there is grief, and all of those things are good and wholesome, and because they teach us. Those are the things that teach us. If we never have those things, we really don't learn anything. There's no inspiration to learn anything when everything is pleasurable. That's just like being lost in one cosmic high. But I think the connection is that it's always progressive. It's always got a purpose behind it. It's always helping us grow, and in ways that are healthy. And in those things that are not healthy, I mean, yeah, we have to track them back. When Saturn is in retrograde, it'll be us. It's almost like the energy is tracking back to see just how well we've done, and those things that we've skipped over, or let me say this, those things that have skipped over us. So this is also the time when Saturn will go back and say, you know what? You should not have been treated that way. That was extremely unfair, and so I'm going to reveal all of this shit that the people who that the people who hurt you were hiding, or I'm going to take what somebody didn't really deserve, and I'm gonna repay it. I'm gonna give it back to you. It may not be directly from that person or directly from that opportunity, but it will be even better. It'll be beautiful, and it'll be just what you need to help make you make progress. It'll believe me. That's why I say karma is the most balanced, fair energy. It will make sure that you get what you need and what you deserve. And I think that the problem with karma and Saturn in general is that it makes things really, really tough. You can't argue with Saturn. It's like you can't argue with God. You can't argue. You can't argue whether it's right or wrong. It already knows. It's already done the measurements. There's no making good excuses to justify your actions. It's like. And this is when we get hit hard. This full moon is going to be a beautiful time to seek new adventures and try new things after we get out of our own way. We're going to take some major hits to our ego, especially since it's in Sagittarius, a fire sign, which is all about ego. Not ego necessarily in the bad way, but just ego as in who we think we are. You're going to take some hits, but those hits are going to shake you awake to these exceptional new opportunities. Sometimes we're our own cages. We block ourselves in based on what we think we are. And things happen and make us realize there's something else to us. Really famous story. Y'all know what big of a Star Wars fan I am. One of the most famous stories that I could think of is George Lucas. He literally believed when he was in high school that he was going to be a car racer. He loved cars. He wanted to race cars. He was all fucking about it, man. He just was. And he got into a horrible car accident. I mean, if you've ever seen cars back then, they didn't even really wear seatbelts and shit, and they were not made to fold, so he got really hurt, and he knew that there's no way that he was going to be driving a car for his livelihood. And that's what kind of made him think, well, what else am I interested in? And he was never really interested in academics, but one of his friends said, well, I'm going to art school, maybe come along with me and see if you're interested. but it was a film school. It wasn't a photography school. He thought it was a photography school. It wasn't. It was a film school. He thought, oh, okay, this sounds interesting. Bada bing, bada boom, motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? So I'm also, I guess what I'm saying is you kind of got to trust that the cosmos knows more than you. And it's not that you haven't worked hard and loved, and it will reward you for hard work, and it will reward you for commitment, and it will reward you for all the energy you put in. But if it knows that you're better served elsewhere, this is the point when it will fucking come around and redirect you. So be prepared for some major redirection, some major spontaneous interruptions, some major brick walls you might crash into. I think not only are we going to make it out okay, I think we're going to make it out in the right way, in the way that redirects us to where we really need to be, and perfect, right? It doesn't mean something bad's happening to us. It doesn't mean a car accident's happening to us. It can happen in a lot of different ways. It just means that if we're going to get redirected, this is the time when it happens. And you're going to have to trust. There's going to be a big requirement of faith. You're not going to be able to get through this period without it. So let me read over. Today is Thursday. The sun has entered Gemini. So we're illuminating and understanding through the act of talking to other people, taking advice from other people, listening to other people, interacting with other people, taking a chance on different kinds of people, meeting new people, conversations, also intellect, studying and learning. This is when we become illuminated, when we engage our mercurial aspects, which is intellect and communication primarily. So just a really good time to write. It's a good time to talk to people. It's a good time to say what you feel, say what's on your mind. It's a good time to get into new classes or register for summer courses. It's a good time to listen instead of talk. That's Gemini's superpower. Geminis are exceptional communicators because they're exceptional listeners. Now, asshole Geminis will take that and manipulate you with it because they'll know exactly what you want to hear. Basically, not just asshole Geminis, any asshole who's manipulative. But that's a Gemini talent, is being able to know exactly what you need to hear and how you need to hear it. Now, that doesn't mean they're constantly manipulating you. That is not what it means. It means they're exceptional communicators because they can pick up your language. They can hear your rhythms. They can hear your timings. They can understand basically the musicality of your communication. And that's why they're so wonderful to have around, and they're such great friends to have around, because they'll talk to you about everything, and they'll listen, and they'll be really interested and give you some great ideas back because they're actually listening. So this is a wonderful time for us to celebrate our Gemini buddies, our Gemini relatives, our Gemini friends, as well as all kinds of aspects that Gemini can teach us. Remember, weird calls I'm getting, it's strange. Remember that the North Node is in Gemini. So this is a really good month to work on those traits that are most important for us to move forward. And I think overall, if you look at it on a global level, it is getting back to individuality and getting away from generalizations. We generalize too much. And we clump everybody into categories, and we're not supposed to do that, but we've been doing it. Everything is the big picture. It's not the big picture. That's the South Node. We're moving away from that. We can't be stuck in the big picture. What we've got to do is look at and work on talking and seeing people as individuals again. That's Gemini energy. And the Sagittarius moon, it's full and it's an eclipse for a fucking reason. It's because it's going to blow us apart if we're generalizing too fucking much. It's like, get out of that comfort zone. This is the time. So let's get into our reading. I hope you guys like enjoyed that overview. If you want more specifics, the day-by-day play-by-play is in the weekly astrology forecast, and I tell you how to deal with the energies for each day, as well as provide you mantras that can help you incorporate it into your tangible world. So FYI. Then we have, first card out is, yeah, look at this little motherfucker. This is very Gemini energy. It's the Page of Swords. Jumping into a conversation, a situation, wanting to do something good, but at the same time, maybe not knowing enough. Page energy is very impetuous. It's also saying maybe you could take things too personally with Page energy. Not really realizing all that you were getting into. And then we have, here we go. And this is the energy of basically holding on, almost being content, being settled, knowing how important it is to be well-rounded and solid. Financial stability is really kind of what it means, but it could very well be that we're chasing something too quickly and we're getting blocked by people who don't want to change. I don't know. It's only 2 cards out. Let's see. New possibilities on the horizon. New prospects, new ideas, inspiration coming in. And then we have Major Arcana. No. We have Major Arcana, the Hanged Man, which is to try to see things from a different perspective. This is a situation that you put yourself in. It's almost like you're either stuck somehow, or you're trying to see things from a different perspective to sort of rethink them to see, did I get this right? And then you have the 3 of Cups, which is celebrating with friends. And welcoming other people into your joy could actually be a literal party. And then you have the King of Cups, and that's your central energy. This is talking about emotional stability. How do we stabilize who we are? How do we feel good about our world and ourselves? How do we control our emotions, but also honor the emotions in others? This is a very gentle person, a very gentle energy, but it's also very cautious with its own emotions because it has to be. And then we have the 2 of Pentacles, which is showing the world your gifts, because you may not have a lot right now, but it could very well be because people haven't gotten a chance to be introduced to all that you can do. And this is a time to let them see all that you are and all that you can do. And the way that you do that is just focusing on the abundance that you have inside your heart. It's not about, and that's why the King of Cups is central. It's not about validation. It's not about being seen. King of Cups is like the opposite of being seen. He's very kind of standoffish. It's not about being seen. It's about being happy where you are. And that happiness, that contentment is going to demonstrate an abundance that cannot be understated, how attractive and charismatic and appealing that is. And then we have job offers, opportunity offers, people like money, finances coming in. Opportunity. And you don't really understand where to go with this or what to do with it. Maybe there's a lot of opportunity, but you don't know how to handle it. Page, once again, energy is very much high energy. It's got a lot of momentum, but doesn't necessarily know what to do with it. They need to learn. They need lessons. So it could be investing in teaching or learning more about something you have a natural love for. Hold on. Okay. We're starting to, so this is 9 of Pentacles, okay. Six of Cups is falling out here. Okay, that's really interesting. So on the bottom of the deck is the Lovers. Interesting. And then we have the Six of Cups in reverse, which is, it's melancholy. It's sort of holding on to the past and idealizing what was the past, and the happiness is not in the past, man. Happiness is in the here and now. So this is definitely like kind of like just being lost almost in the past, or in like past potential. Okay, and then we have the Hermit, which is very introspective energy. I understand. It's almost like looking back and seeing your immature self. It's seeing, understanding finally why you really wanted the things that you wanted. You know, do you really want to be a writer, or did you just want to be heard? You know, do you really want to be an actor, or do you just want people to pay attention to you? Now, it doesn't mean that those things aren't meant for you, but it's somehow, there's a power in understanding why you were drawn to what you were drawn to. We're going to have time and opportunity to heal the wounded children inside of us in this energy, to really get down to our core and see what is making us tick. Nine of Swords. So what is hurting us? What is harming us? What have we been struggling with? And what is the fear? The fear of going out. The fear of going out in public. The fear of being open with what we struggle with. But we're facing the fear now. This side of this card is all about being able to face the fear. Being able to see that there is a world beyond the fear that we really need to get back to. And then we have the Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups here is about finding hope again, looking for options, looking for opportunities. And maybe none of them are the ones that you want, but at the same time, at least you're willing to entertain, okay, there's something out there, there's inspiration. There's inspiration. You know, at the very least, it's like you're looking into things. I don't say that this is the end. I think that this is, in a way, a beginning energy. That's why there's so many pages on this table. This is where we start, and it's interesting enough. We are kind of floppy, and we're unskilled, and we don't really have a lot with the Two of Pentacles. But we have joy and optimism in what we have. And I think if I had to wrap this reading up in one word, it would be optimism. It would be looking at even struggles and challenges in an optimistic way, because what can they teach us? I also see a lot of the sun. If you're looking at it, there's a lot of light. There's a lot of illumination in the dark, right? The sun breaking through the fog, the sun breaking through the clouds, the sun breaking through the murkiness. In other words, there is a beautiful, it's almost like the light at the end of the tunnel, or a new dawn. And that's saying that, you know, it's interesting. In becoming unafraid of the fog, in honoring the fog and the confusion, and figuring realizing what it's teaching you, that's what's actually clearing the fog. It's like learning those lessons that the fog tried to teach you, that is clearing the fog. And now we're starting to, in getting those wake-up calls kind of smacking us in our face today, what we're realizing is, wow, I am really so blessed, and life is really wonderful, and there's so much goodness even in this not perfect place that I am right now. And the more you start to feel gratitude for the here and now, which is very Gemini energy, 150% Gemini energy is here and now. It doesn't want to look too far in the future. Sure as hell doesn't want to have you tag them down for lifetime long commitment. Doesn't. And it doesn't even give a shit about the past. Gemini is about the here and now, and that's because it controls learning and education. And learning and education is about letting go of the past by learning from it, right? That's what it is. It's like you can take lessons with you, and you learn those lessons, and that's how you move on, and you take one step at a time to incorporate those lessons with every step that you take. So it's very much channeling this energy of there's a light about to break through, and it's like the aha moment. It's the understanding. It's that proverbial light bulb above your head that's actually breaking through, and you're understanding things, and through understanding those things, you are taking control back. There you go. Let's get into the Moonology cards. Meditate and contemplate is the one. This is Pisces energy. Meditate and contemplate. Really great advice, to be totally honest with you. Because meditation places you in the here and now. And it gives you the openness to objectively interact with a bunch of facts that maybe you haven't been able to understand before. This is a really quiet space. I know that Neptune, I don't want to speak this wrong. Neptune and Jupiter are both in Pisces. It's a very spiritual time with both of them in Pisces. Neptune is the ruler of Pisces. Jupiter is the old ruler of Pisces. Neptune in Pisces can be foggy, can be dreamy, but with Jupiter there, it's very spiritual. It's clarifying things that are ineffable, like those things that maybe were foggy and we couldn't really understand. Now we're finally getting some clarity on them, and it's comforting, and it's beautiful, and it's illuminating. So a big key to this energy over the next, I would say, maybe even month, is to have faith. It's faith. We're finding our faith again. I'm cooking tomato sauce, y'all, like a good little Italian girl. My friend asked for meatballs, so I made her my famous meatballs because I can do it. I make such good meatballs. I do. I'm gonna eat one after I get off here. Yeah, so I'm making her meatballs, and I can't make meatballs without making sauce. So I got them cooking on the stove right now. It's like Sunday in Brooklyn, baby. Only it's Thursday in San Diego. Anyway, exceptionality 33, showing people who you really are. And that's what we do when we break through a family karma and all the crap that somebody is like levied on top of us. You're going to show people how wonderful you are. And it's through this understanding and spiritual openness, through this non-judgmental, sincerely curious and interested perspective. This is what Pisces and Gemini have very much in common, is that they tend to be very interested in other people's perspectives. You know, they just do. And so it's like this beautiful time to, you're going to shine. You're going to shine by how empathetic you are. You're going to shine by how sensitive you are. You're going to shine by how kind you can be. You're going to shine by not being scared of things that don't have answers. You're going to be curious about them. It is also a good time to shine. Once again, it's a good time to show people or demonstrate. You may today get an opportunity to demonstrate to somebody who could really open a door for you just how amazing you are. And I'm not really sure that you're going to know that that's happening. If you're doing it right, you're focused on you're focused on faith, you're focused on what you love to do, and you're not really focused on who's watching, but it's almost like somebody is watching. Ow. This has been really getting to me all day, and it's kind of scary, but I guess I don't know what it is. My fingers are cramping to a point where I can't move them, and they were like, that is one of the symptoms that I was getting when I had neck injuries. So I'm gonna go see my doctor when I go back to Connecticut. I'm gonna see him and have him checked. But I think it has something to do with all the shuffling I do every day. I gotta start stretching out my hands. So 7, stand your ground. There you go, man. Believe in who you are, believe in what you do, and standing your ground is like don't be afraid, be you. The more sincere and true to you are right now, today, the better things are gonna be for you. 7 is awakening and understanding. This is what I have to do. It may be the start of my journey, but at least I'm clear on what my journey is now. It's also sitting next to exceptionality. It's like, be yourself. Be yourself. There's going to be a lot of pressure right now. A lot of pressure that's trying to push you off of your horse, right? Don't do it. Stand your ground. Remember, 7 of Wands. And that's how he's holding. He's holding a wand. Stand your ground. Don't give up. Be you. So you always thought that being you was nothing and that it wasn't good enough. And that for some reason your special wasn't as special as other people's. Because maybe people ignored you or people didn't see you. A lot of times that's because the right people weren't ready to see you. Or, they didn't deserve you. Maybe you weren't seen because people didn't see you. It's almost like maybe you weren't seen because, I'm sorry. Maybe you weren't seen because people didn't deserve you yet. Those blocked opportunities are not always because you're not worth it. Sometimes it's because you are very worth it, and you know what? You would have been in danger. You would have been in danger if you were spotlighted. Think about, if anybody was raised Christian, think about the nativity story. Think about that. Think about the order that was given from King Herod and the massacre that happened with all these boys, with all these little young babies, just because they were boys born at a certain time. How horrendous that was. And you could have said that, Mary and Joseph were unfortunate and they couldn't find a place to stay and nobody would offer them a place to stay. But where they ended up, they got no after no after no. And it's because God had to get him out of that fucking village. God had to get him out of that fucking town because their kid was so special and he couldn't have him massacred. So sometimes those doors, you're being pushed and pushed and pushed to the side because, you would have really been in trouble if you hadn't. You're being protected by being redirected. And now is the time when your exceptionality shows through. Unfortunately, there's a lot of bad lessons we've learned, right? By being pushed aside, like, I'm not worth it. People just don't like me. They're never going to see me. I'm not as good as everybody else. That's not true. It's never been true. And this is the time when you realize that. And you realize it through love. You realize it through realizing how happy you are with what you are and how content you are with the beautiful life that you do have, and living in your own joy and not letting yourself compare yourself to anybody else. That is so important right now, to defeat all those, bad lessons we learned, and to allow ourselves to be ourselves out loud, and be really happy about us. I'm telling you, your value is about to show through. Even if you're having trouble seeing it, your value is about to shine. I just get that message right now. So let's go on to the next set of cards. I feel confident. That sums it up. And confidence is from the heart. It comes from God. Whatever you want to, make that mean to you, but it really does. Like, confidence comes from listening to your heart. And once you're balanced in here, you're so solid and you're so bright and you're shining. And, you know, maybe, just maybe, you're the light at the end of the tunnel. The light isn't coming from outside of you, it's coming from inside you. It's like that, I just thought of this, I'll share it with you. It's like the end of Moana, where she realizes all this strength on the outside of her was just reflections of the strength on the inside of her. You know, she says, and the call isn't outside at all, it's inside me. Boosh. Like, that's the realization. I'm not doing this anymore to get attention. I'm not doing it anymore to get satisfaction. I'm not doing it anymore to get anything. It's what I've become. It's just what my truth is. And so I am it. I'm not chasing it anymore. And then we have epiphany. Guys, I don't make this happen. It just does. Clarity. I think a lot of us stray or stay away from our confidence because we feel like it's going to make us lonely, you know? And in a way it does, but when you're really confident, you're never lonely. You don't feel those kind of things. So it's like the loneliness goes away. You may not be surrounded by as many people because not as many people get it, but that's good too, right? Take out the wrong ones, put in the right ones. We got a lot of these cards. I've never understood this card until right now. Message in a bottle. This information, this message, this opportunity was trying to find you, was floating to you, and now it's arriving. You're finally getting that fated message that you always needed. Or you are the message that was always needed. A change in the wind brings you a message in a bottle. Wow. Chop wood. You're working hard. You're just focused on working hard. That's where you're focused on. And then serendipity. That's what serendipity is. It's that perfect timing when things just come together. To the sea. We have two cards. To the sea, message in a bottle, which is your emotions, your understanding, your empathy, your psyche. Why? You're going to get the answers to these age-old questions. Enchanting gifts are coming into you to help you get a leg up, to help you get ahead, finally, to feel blessed. To feel blessed. To feel blessed. And then to make the right decision. You come to a fork in the road and you're confused. You don't know which way to go. You will know which way to go after that message in the bottle reaches you. Have faith, because the answer is coming. And then it won't be a fork in the road anymore. There will be only one path to take. Or you will realize that whichever path you choose is the right path because you're on it. Forgiveness heals. Topaz. It's time to release repressed anger as it's blocking your health and happiness. A catharsis of emotion. A release of rotting energy that's been intoxicating you. And that's really where the fog is coming from, right? This internal intoxication. That's now being cleared up because you're purging all of those toxins, those toxic emotions, beliefs. You're letting them go. Here are our angel messages. Diversity, flopped over, face up. The world would be a boring place if we were all the same. Celebrate your uniqueness. You are special and much loved. Wow. You're ready to stand out, and you're ready to be appreciated, and you're appreciating yourself, and you don't have to change a goddamn thing. And then we have Archangel Michael. The path is now clear. I have removed all obstacles in your way. You can move forward now with ease and confidence. You will achieve what your heart desires. And I just saw us at that crossroads. Like this card said, I just saw us there. And I saw us just being confident in whatever way we take will be the right path, because the roadway is actually inside of us. It's not outside of us. So it's almost like our choice is what creates the right path. Prayer. No matter how difficult the situation may seem, all is possible. Ask. We are listening. Surrender. There is no point in pushing the barrel up such a steep hill. Go back to the start. Surrender your expectations. There is an easier way. When the time is right, a new path will appear. I don't think it means stop working. I think it means stop being so hard on yourself. I also think it means there's a release and a relaxation, because we trust a little bit more. Like, we don't need as much tangible evidence in our face. We just have a calmer understanding of how to choose. And I do think that that's Jupiter in Pisces really affecting us that way. It's giving us the confidence, giving us the happiness, and making us feel the joy in the confusion, in the in-between. You know, wherever Jupiter is, there's playfulness and optimism. And it's looking at things with an optimistic heart that is really getting people's attention right now. You let me know in the comments below, like, what this means to you. I don't know what you're saying. Topaz, Death card, Scorpio, Purge. Did you get both of those? Could be. Yeah. Oh, thank you so much, Trish. Yeah, definitely. That, like, Topaz and the Death card is... yeah. You know what I love about the death card? It's a new beginning. It's an ending, but it's a new beginning. It is definitely like, there's a part of you that's dead. There's a part of you that needs to be mourned. Mourned just in a way to show gratitude to what you were, because you're not that anymore. And it's so difficult. Whose reading did I get this in this week? But it came out in one of the readings. It's so difficult to let go of who you were, because it's like you think that's the only option. And it isn't. It isn't. I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me today. I do have a shit ton of work and I am behind, so I'm gonna hop off. But I wanna say, I'm really grateful for all the support on both channels and over here. I'm trying to make Born Without Boundaries grow. We reached 57,000 over on the main channel, so I'm really, really grateful for that. And I'm just trying to build, trying to keep going with the flow. I will definitely see you guys on here tomorrow. Don't push too hard today. If the answers aren't coming, then they will come. And don't push. That's all I want to say is don't push today. Let the answers come, because they are on their way. And I will see you guys. Thank you guys. I love you guys too. Thank you, Trish. I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.